So what's the difference really between a $150 mic and a $1,500 mic? There's a 10x difference here between them, okay? And we're talking about the Rode NT-1 right over here and the AKG 414 XLII, okay? Now, the 414 line is a long line of mics. They've been dating back, I don't know, I think like 50 years or something, but maybe more. But there is a variety of different mics, like the XLS, which is this one. But when it comes to mic choices, there's a variety of different reasons why engineers will choose one mic over another, not just because of the different instruments, but also with vocalists. You know, there's the female and male, and there's a million other factors where you gotta match up the correct mic with the correct vocal. Having said that, I would take that with a grain of salt and not worry about it too much. But here, what we're looking at is two microphones. We're going to compare these two, okay? So the way I've got this set up is they're both recording here simultaneously, going into two channels. They're going into my USB interface, which is a Neve 88M, and they're just going straight into the inputs. Okay, so there's no compression beforehand, there's no EQ, there's nothing being done to it. The mics are going straight into the Neve pre's and of my USB interface, and then from there they're going right into the computer and being recorded. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing being done to them, 100% dry, and the first test that we're going to conduct is this one right now with me speaking. Okay, so obviously I'll be being the difference between the two, you know, like I'll probably do like a, you know, mic A and mic B, and maybe let you try and figure this thing out, see if you can tell the difference. Because you know what? I've done a lot of these blind tests, and I gotta tell you, man, it's pretty tricky sometimes. So, you know, your opinion of a microphone, like you have this AKG 414, which is basically an industry standard. It's in every pro studio. It's a higher end mic. It's a little more expensive. It's $1,500 versus a Rode NT-1, which everybody knows is a beginner's mic. This, by the way, is my first mic, okay, like 25 years ago. I don't know what it was, a long time ago, okay? And I didn't have any money. I spent maybe, I don't even remember. I think it was about $150. And I think that's what they go for now. I think I spent less, maybe 100. Anyway, these are considered to be like the cheap range, only for budget, you know, studios. But the reality is that it's a pretty good mic. Okay, it's got an amazing reputation and it's withstood the test of time. This thing has been going on, NT-1, the Rode NT-1 has been going on for a really long time. So, and it's a pretty decent mic. Let's see if you can tell the difference and which one you prefer and what the differences are between these two mics. Okay, so this will be the speech test. And then after that, we're gonna grab a guitar. Okay, we're gonna grab this guitar over here and we're gonna record the acoustic guitar. Okay, and then I'll record a vocal singing on top of the acoustic guitar, and then we'll be able to A/B that as well. So we'll have speech, we'll have guitar, and we'll have a singing voice. So the first thing after this test, now that we did the speech test, the mics are right over here. As you can see, the distance is, I don't know, maybe 10 inches, something like that, okay? They're both placed exactly the same. I mean, there's absolutely no difference between them, okay? So I'm gonna try and also volume match them later inside the DAW. But for now, that's the speech test. The next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna set up the mics a little lower here and do the guitar next, okay? Let's check it out. Okay, so let's put these mics to the test on an acoustic guitar. Again, it's about the same distance, about 10 inches, okay? Give or take, something like that. They're both positioned around this area here, which I think is the best position. If you have one mic to position it like this, of course, if I was using both, they'd be, you know, panned out stereo, one on the body, one on the neck. But anyhow, we're doing a mic test here, right? So we're right over here, around this area right here, okay? Right here, okay? Right there. I feel like that's usually the sweet spot, okay? For a single mic on an acoustic guitar. All right, let's try this out. It's Dead Flowers by Rolling Stones. I'm just gonna do a couple of verses, or maybe just the first verse. Just keep it short and sweet, okay? We'll just start with the guitar. Let's go. that'll be enough. Just do that so we don't do the whole song. Just to get an idea here, of course, of the difference between these two mics on an acoustic guitar. Next thing we're gonna do is the singing on top of that. So the singing voice, we did the speaking voice, acoustic guitar, let's do the singing voice next. When you're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folk that you know. Well, I hope you won't see me in my ragged company, 'cause you know I could never be alone. Not bad. All right, let's see how that sounds when mixed in. Let's have a look, check it out, and take it from there. When you're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folk that you know. Well, I hope you won't see me in my ragged company, 'cause you know I could never be alone. You're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folk that you know. Well, I hope you won't see me in my ragged company, 'cause you know I could never be alone. That's pretty much it. What did you get out of this? Which mic? Obviously now in the end, I'm gonna tell you which mic was which, okay? But did you get fooled? Did you go for the road? You know? Did you know? Could you really tell the difference? Was it obvious? Was it subtle? Was it less obvious when mixed, like when it was two, like the guitar and the vocal, rather than just a vocal or just a guitar? Which combination was the best? Which combination fooled you, right? Which one did you prefer? And which one do you think works best? You know, maybe the Rode mic works best on the guitar and the vocal is better on the AKG, or vice versa. That is one of the reasons why studios have multiple mics, because different mics work best in different situations. So it's good to have a palette of mics if you can, of course. If you can't, don't worry about it. You could always pick one up like this, a Rode NT-1, and there's a lot in its range, especially these days, that are really good sounding mics for not a lot of money, okay? But anyway, let me know what you thought. Hope you liked this video, and until next time, take care.